Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone is doing fine. And if you're new to this channel, welcome back. Don't forget to like this video if you haven't, subscribe, and just go through my channel. There are lots of videos for you to binge watch and enjoy. Try and get conversant with I and my content. Anyways, today we're going to be diving into a topic that touches anyone who has scrolled through Instagram, watched a YouTube video, or swiped through TikTok. Have you ever wondered if the influencer culture is empowering or toxifying our minds? Which brings us to today's topic, which is the influencer culture. What is the influencer culture? Influencer culture is a phenomenon driven by individuals who have the power to affect purchasing decisions of others due to their authority, their knowledge, their positions, or the relationship with the audience. Now let's imagine that you log into any social media platform and you see that a very popular influencer or your favorite influencer showcasing their, let's say for example, their trip. It looks captivating, it looks exotic, and just maybe you might be tempted to get that flight ticket, whether you can afford it or not. Let's get into the empowering aspect of the influencer culture. There are so many influencers on our planet that use their platforms for positive things. They use their platform to advocate for important things, to raise awareness, to create real impact, to empower their followers, and to represent different backgrounds. And also, the influencer culture has created business opportunities and encourage entrepreneurship. The list goes on. Like, there are so many empowering aspects to the influencer culture. These are just some or the major ones, in my opinion, I decided to share with you guys. And also, the influencer culture has broken that gatekeeping. The influencer culture has made gatekeeping to be irrelevant or to become a thing of the past. Influencers these days help us in so many aspects. Like, for example, let's say the dressing for the ladies, for example, or even the guys as well. The dressing, where to shop, how to shop. They've made practically shopping easy. Everything about shopping has been made practically easy by the influencers, that you don't need to go through the trouble of looking for that perfect shop or looking for a specific shop that sells whatever you want. You just go to certain influencers pages and they already have the link, sometimes down to a code that gives us discount. So they actually contribute a lot aside all these things I have mentioned. And I am also someone who has really benefited from the influencer culture, because it has made, in my opinion, it has made life easy for people, or a bit easy for people, in the sense that it's so easy to find anything right now and expose us to a lot of things. For example, let's say places in this world, if not for influencers, because yes, everyone travels, but if you're not an influencer, there are certain informations that you don't disclose, you don't share. So that is why I keep hammering on just the influencers. So they've been able to expose us to so many places in the world that it is a constant key that not everyone will be able to travel to all these places. Yes, we all have goals, we all have dreams, but we have to come to the understanding and the reality that not everyone is going to be able to travel to all these places or visit all these places. And the influencers sharing their lives with us, which we are not entitled to in any way, they get to share all the things with us, and they make it so appealing that you would want to go to that place. And things like travels, they've already made it easy that sometimes down to the hotels, the flight, every single detail or information you might need is provided for you. So I keep saying this because there are so many positive sides or empowering sides to influencers. There are so many young girls, so many young boys who grow up and they want to be like their favorite influencers that shows them how to go about things and how life can be. There are so many people that are looking up to be or to become an influencer one day and just contribute to that community or be a part of that community. Just like I said, they are not entitled to showing us their life. Influencers also give us some sort of entertainment, in the sense that there are certain people that you always see online, their posts and everything. It's just entertaining to be able to, share that life with them. And in a sense, it's like you having a friend on the internet, that someone you just love, because if you check it, most times you don't really pick these people. You just find out that your heart just falls for this person, or your heart just likes this person naturally, and it is just really really nice, to support, to watch, to be entertained, to enjoy content. They just want to share their gifts with us, their creativity. There are so many positive sides or empowering sides to the influencer culture, and I am one of those people that says, or I would say I am a believer of, yes, everyone cannot be an influencer, but at the same time there are still some people that can make a living for themselves through that, or get some sort of financial stability to be able to do that which they really want to do. So yes, just like every other thing in the world, there are people that were born to be influencers. There are people that taught themselves to be influencers. There are people who grew, they went through the process, they actually studied to be influencers. And there are some people who use it as a means to get money or get some financial stability to go into what they're actually doing. And there are some people that just do it because they don't know what to do, and they're just using it to while away time right now. All of you are in the right, and you all have the right to do that, and I will encourage that. So yeah, just like I said, there are a lot of positive sides to the influencing that we all experience today. Now let's move to the negative or the toxic side to the influencer culture. So for the negative aspects, the first thing I would say about the influencer culture would be, it's been so normalized that we tend to forget the meaning of influence. What is influence? It's not just about, just because I wear this dress and other people buy the dress, it makes me an influencer. Or just because I'm wearing this glass, other people decide to wear the glass. That doesn't make me an influencer. An influencer is someone who has influence on people for different reasons, not just a particular thing. Just because, like I said, if I post this dress, everyone buys it, it doesn't make me an influencer. Even if this is what I do every day, it doesn't make me an influencer. Posting dress for people to buy doesn't make me an influencer. And that is the first mistake we have, or we make as a society. And when I say as a society, we as a society that complain so much about this influencer culture are still the society that made it the way it is. These days, anyone can come out and you just hear the name influencer flying everywhere. Everyone is an influencer on social media, and it doesn't work that way. It's not possible. Everyone cannot be an influencer. What is an influencer? What does it mean to have influence? Influence, as common as it is, can be such a dangerous thing if used improperly. And for you to be an influencer, I feel, or anything of substance or good value, I feel like you need to go through the process. And if you don't understand what I mean by you going through the process, then already you're on the wrong track, and you really really need to go through the process, because process, like I would always say, it bets excellence. It just doesn't bet excellence. In process, you learn patience. In process, you get so much knowledge and understanding. You're enlightened. You're not ignorant. You chase ignorance, so you're able to properly have intelligent conversations with different people across different backgrounds, to be able to carry yourself, to be able to show grace. In process, you learn so many things that prepares you or keeps you in a better place to be able to influence people the right way, to do things the right way, because influencers are people just like you and I, and just like you and I have different mindset, that is how every influencer has a different mindset. So imagine that we have so many influencers with no value, and all these people, each of them have different mindset, and all of them are coming to feed the society with such mindset. And because of the pedestal that the society holds these people, you see that millions of people tend to follow or agree with what these people are saying, even though these people or this information or way of life is very, very detrimental to these people. They don't know any better. It is your job as an influencer to know better, to teach better. It is your responsibility to be able to know better, to do better, to teach better, and to show better. Just like I say that, as common as this influencer is, it is a very dangerous thing to be someone with so much influence and use it anyhow, or use it wrongly, or you not even knowing what you're doing. It is really, really dangerous, and it all has its effect on the society. And what is a society? The society compromises of you and I. whether you like it or not. It's not about, oh, it doesn't concern me. One way or the other, it affects you, because that is what makes us a society. We are whole, we are one body. You don't get to pick and choose what affects you in the society. Everything is bound to affect you one way or the other. If it doesn't affect you, affect your family member, your children, like, it is just bound to affect us because we are the society. One of the things I want to say is, on social media currently, just because someone does something mind blowing for the first time or first 5 times doesn't make them an influencer. We are so quick that when someone does something extraordinary or does something that is, captivating, fun, entertaining, in less than 1 week, we all want all the interview or the podcast shows to pick them, to give them interviews. We want brands to favor them. And it's like, do you even know? Have you taken a step back to fully understand where this person is coming from, what their mindset is like, what their brand stands for, what this person believes in and stands for, And when we jump all those parts, and anyone that just comes out because is entertaining and exciting at that moment, we all want to make them influencers. And once we put them on this pedestal, once they do something wrong or act in their own way, we tend to get angry and like, oh, this person is this person is that. But that is not it. That person is just being themselves wholly, and there are so many people today that are not going through the process, didn't go through the process, and are refusing to go through the process. That's just better more problem. When you have people that don't know what they are doing, they don't know their left from right, they've not been able to figure out life for themselves. These are the people that we keep to influence our societies, and that is why I say influencing goes beyond showing locations and showing dresses. There's a price to pay for everything. And one of the things I feel like influencers are missing is you being an influencer. There's a price to pay to be an influencer. And one of those prices includes that sometimes, or most times, if not every time you do something, you really need to be considerate of how that thing is going to come across. If it's going to bring what is a controversy, or it's going to bring a negative impact on the society or the younger generation, you really need to be considerate with everything you do. That is one of the prizes of being an influencer. Yes, we understand that you're a human being, you're entitled to your life, you can do how you want to do, but you forget that being an influencer comes with a price, just like everything. And one of the prize is you having to consider everything you do. Everything you say, everything you wear, everything you introduce people to, everything you share people with, you really need to know what you stand for. What are you telling these people? What are you sharing with them? What are you giving them? What are you feeding them? Is it helping them? Is it not helping them? And one thing that we fail to understand is these influencers, they are human beings of their own, they are persons of their own, and sometimes, or most times, I feel I can only talk to you. There's so much I can do. I can only talk to you. I can only encourage you guys. I cannot come and force you to do the work. That's the thing, like influencer, because at the end of the day, whatever you do with your life, it doesn't affect me. I am my own person. Whatever you do in your life does not in any way, shape, or form affect me. So if I decide to come and feed you rubbish, I can do it. And if I happen to know the truth, I can decide to do the truth for myself. But you, in the end, you are left with the rubbish because you don't know any better. And these days we have so many people, especially the younger generations, so many people who don't know their left from their rights. They are not willing to know their left from their rights. And I understand that it's easier, to just follow instead of trying to figure out life for your own self, by your own self. It's just easier to follow. That is why it is really important that we really check the kind of people we put on the pedestal, or people we call influencer. The same society that complains that everyone is an influencer is the same society that refers to every individual on the internet as an influencer. There's a difference between an influencer and a content creator, but these days the line has been blurred that everything is just the same. And this is not going to stop if we don't make any efforts. An influencer, just as the name or the word implies, anyone who was influenced should really know what they are saying, what they are doing, and what they are telling their audience, because a lot of wrongs have gone on our social media platform that it's still going to take a long time, such a long time to get us to that place or that positive place, for social media. And if we don't start correcting these things now, the longer we take, the longer the recovery is going to be, So we really, 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 really need to pay attention to things like that. That was the first point I wanted to point out. And the popular one would be setting unrealistic standard of beauty and lifestyle. Most of us these days, content creators, influencers, everyone wants to make money online. It is understandable, you're allowed to do so. But I feel like we need to do things in moderation. That before you come on the internet, yes, there's money to be made, but is that what you really want to do? As a doctor, you shouldn't be wasting your time on social media, except if your content is in line with what you're doing. And I feel if we keep encouraging people, to always be on social media, there are so many people that don't have that strong will or that power to be able to, know when to draw the line. There are so many people that get lost in the content creation that they deviate from their purpose, their passion, what they are called to do. Everyone is just on social media, everything is online, everyone just wants to show their lifestyle, everyone wants to show that they are beautiful, and it's like there's more to life than that. And I feel like a lot of influencers really need to start showing behind the scenes for people to fully understand what they are getting into, because that's also another part that I feel a lot of people do not understand, that they glorify the influencer culture so much that everyone thinks it's just become an influencer, you get free things, you get to travel, you get to live the life. And I want you all to understand that a whole lot of work goes into anything that is of value, something that has structure, something that has a solid foundation. A lot of work goes into it. It is not all fun and games. Yes, it seems easy, but it's not as easy as. And a lot of young people really, really need to understand that it is not all fun and games. And there's, just like every other aspect to life, there's so much to the influencing culture that a lot of people do not understand. And it is really a dangerous part, in the sense that a lot of people don't really tell you that social media or influencing culture is just like every other business. We have the ups, we have the lows. This is where you're not getting payments, or you're not getting brand deals, you're not getting gigs. No one really tells you what goes on in that period, especially when you're someone who is responsible for yourself. You don't have any support from your parents, your loved ones, or anybody. It's a different thing entirely. And going into content creation, starting from the beginning, especially when you have nothing, it is a whole ball game entirely, compared to people that are from well-to-do backgrounds or have people supporting them. And I feel like a lot of people, guys, you guys won't believe what happened. I just finished recording my video. For me to stand up and pause the video, I realized that it cuts and everything I've been saying is just down the drain. So I'm just going to try my best to go over what I have said again. I was trying to say a lot of people don't really understand the cost of starting social media from ground up, because social media, just like every other thing, takes time, it takes patience, it takes everything from you, it takes discipline. And if you don't have a support system, it is going to be extremely difficult, almost impossible for you to make it, And we need to understand that some of these influencers come from a well-to-do background, rich families, they have their partners supporting them, or they have maybe their family members supporting them. Whereas you, on the other hand, you have no one, and you're expecting to enjoy the same lifestyle with them. And another thing as well is influencers mostly get to enjoy the benefits of free things, free wares, for example, outfit, travels, just different things, And just like I say, they have support from other parts. So most times you see that they are not really spending their money as much as you think. And then you, on the other hand, you're using your money for every single thing, trying to live that same lifestyle. You see that you're only deceiving yourself, because one person is getting it for free, whereas the other person is working so much for it. And these days, most of us don't even have the money, so we resort to extreme means to make sure that we just get the money to enjoy the lifestyle, and it doesn't make any sense. The influencer culture is not all about getting free things, and that is why I feel like more influencers really need to show a behind the scene of how work is like, so young people or other people can fully understand what they're getting into. It's not all fun and roses. I feel like it's been glamorized to be this, very easy thing that, you just need to start posting content and that is it. Once you're able to link dresses, glasses, just any other thing, it doesn't work that way. Before wanting to get consumed by the unrealistic standard of beauty and lifestyle, I feel like we really need to take a step back to really understand things for what they are and see things for what they are. Because, like I said, you don't really know how anyone is living life. There are some people that truly, life just favors them, that everything is free. Whereas you're looking at them and you feel that's the same way, and you just get into it and you realize that this is not what you signed up for. You as a normal audience or a viewer you have no reason posting like an influencer, posting your everyday life, everything. You have no reason. Yes, I understand that there's money to be made on social media, but just like there's money to be made on social media, there's money to be made in your own area of calling. You don't really have to do this because people are doing it or just because money is involved. So that is why I'm like, these days the influencer culture has gotten so toxic that whether you can afford it or not, everyone wants the lifestyle, and everyone resorts, or so a large amount of people resort to so many dubious things to be able to get money, to enjoy that lifestyle, even though it's not yet time. We also need to understand that for the influencer culture, just like every other thing, you should not expect that the moment you enter today, automatically brands needs to be reaching out to you, things should just go. It doesn't work that way. And that is why I feel like more influencers need to come out and speak out. Also, the issue of lack of transparency. A lot of influencers lack transparency. It has come to a point or gotten to a point where it's just all about the bag. No one really cares so much about what the product is like or if it's actually working. These days you get things like, for example, skincare, let's say cream for example, and they're signing an influencer today and the next day he or she is already telling us this product is this, is that, is working this. It's not possible. You can't see results in 2 days. I believe that you should be able to take out your time from 2 to 3 weeks to try out this product, to see how it is before sharing it or advertising it with other people. I know that you want so much back, but what people don't understand is if you're able to do things with excellence and in excellence, you even get more back than just rushing through things, trying to get as much back as you can, whereas you're promoting a lack of transparency and also overconsumption. A lot of us tend to buy things that we don't need just because we see it online, it's aesthetically pleasing, this person said it, and aesthetics, that word would be the death of my society. Everything is all about aesthetics these days. You all realize that this word has always been on planet Earth for the longest, and it just became popularized or glamorized right now. Also, another problem with the influencer culture is its implications on mental health, which is the most important thing, and that is even where the toxicity brews so much. Everyone currently online is just in the business of comparing, oh, this person went to this place, this person did this person did that, and we all get lost in it because at the end of the day, you are human. Regardless of how strong-minded or strong-willed you are, when you have so much constantly being put in your face, you can't help but compare and all of that. Before you know, you've seen 5 people that you don't even know how they're able to come about that trip. You don't know if it was free, you don't know the price they paid for it, and you feel like you're being left out. That is where you see people resorting to extreme means to be able to enjoy that beauty and lifestyle as well. We can't all be posting the same. Yes, I understand that there's money to be made, but the same way an influencer will post should not be the same way you post. What makes the difference? What gives the other person that uniqueness, to be able to say, okay, this is an influencer, okay, no, this is not an influencer. All of us are just doing things the exact same pattern. This influencer culture, its hold on the mental health is really, really strong, that people don't really realize, especially for the younger generation. Everything you do, what you say, what you wear, what you post, how you dance, how you carry yourself, the kind of things you listen to, the kind of things you everything has to be under scrutiny. You really need to filter everything you do before putting it online. Why? Because you are influencing a number of people. You don't know how far the reach of your influence is. Influence is something that if it's used anyhow, it can be very, very dangerous and detrimental to not just yourself, but to the millions or thousands of people that are under you, because imagine that people are following you and you say, because that's how it works, and I say, okay, this is how I dress. Maybe I'm promoting moral decadence, and I say this is how I dress. All the people following me, if there are 1 million people following me, at least hundreds of thousands from those people will support what I'm doing, will believe in what I'm doing and copy what I'm doing. And they don't really understand what they are doing. Time will always tell. And most times we always leave people with regret, because it's that thing of, your life does not affect my life in any way, shape, or form. So it can be very easy for me to sell you anything. So long I'm able to differentiate what is wrong or right, and it doesn't affect my life, it will have an effect on you and not the other person. Sometimes it destroys both the influencer and the people, whoever that influencer is influencing. So influence is such a delicate position that needs to be held with so much respect and humility, so much appreciation, so much understanding for that position. And if you don't grow, you don't try to be better, you don't do things to help yourself, whatever it is that you have is what you come to feed to other people, and they just digest it just like that. Because there are so many people today that don't even have it in them to want to know life for themselves. It's so easy, it's easier, understandable, it's easier to just follow what people are doing instead of understanding life for your own self. So please, people that are influencers or call themselves influencers, you really, really, really need to have some accountability. You can't go spreading moral decadence, degenerate mentality, just open your mouth to say anything, because we understand that you're a human being. You can make decisions for yourself, you have the right, but you should also understand that if you're willing to be an influencer, this is one of the prices you need to pay. That before you put out anything, you need to cross-check. You need to make sure that whatever it is you're putting out is not leading to the negatives, it's not costing anyone anything. Instead, it's promoting and helping and uplifting people. Yes, I understand that you are an adult yourself, you can do that when there are no cameras, but when you know that people are looking at you, this is bound to create controversy, or this will lead to a direction that you don't want it to. Even though you have right intentions, it takes nothing. It's just almost like death to oneself. It's okay for me to dress however I want to dress, but if I know that if I dress this way, there are lots of young girls that will follow me without even understanding how that affects them, then I'm not doing anyone any service. I'm being a great disservice to myself and those people that are under me. So influence is such a delicate position that I feel we as a society really, really need to handle with so much respect, humility, and being conscious of what we are doing. Just please try and go through the process. Process bets excellence, it bets mastery. Go and study to show that self-approved. I am such a believer of anyone can make it. That is why we have people motivating, inspiring people, because if I can do it, you can do it. Your background doesn't matter, your educational background does not matter, your financial background does not matter, what society you come from does not matter. You can be that person if you dream big. So I understand that there are some people that life just doesn't favor them in that aspect, but if you want to be an influencer, there is no excuse. You need to go and fight ignorance. You need to study to show themselves approved. You need to go and learn. You need to know what you're doing. There's no excuse. Yes, I understand that you don't have the money to do this, but everything is online now. You can want to know better. You can study to do better. Everything you need to know is there. And yeah, it's just a topic that has been on my mind for such a long time now, that I feel we really, really need to start holding influencers accountable. These are people that are telling the society what to do, what is trending, how to do this, how to do that. These are positions that should be guarded. We really need to put in more focus in that aspect, making sure that people who we call influencers are people who know what they are doing. They're standing for truth, they're standing in fairness, and they're standing for a just cause, and also as an influencer, whatever you do reflects on those coming, because as a society, everything we do is for continuity. No one comes to do something that dies with them. There's always continuity. So if you want that continuity, then that continuity has to be bred in a positive way, for us to have a healthier social media platform. There needs to be continuity, and that continuity needs to be done in a positive and a right light. So please, every young person who is aspiring, even if you're not young, any person aspiring to be an influencer, go to work right now. Go and study to show that self-approved. Don't come online and just put out what you think is right. Just anything, say anything, dress anyhow, do anyhow, and be like, people should take you for who you are. You're a human being. We understand that, but one of the price you need to pay is like this to oneself. Before you do anything, you have to consider the consequences. So please, we can do better. We definitely can do better. Influencing goes beyond putting the link for dresses, putting the link for just anything. Influencing goes beyond that. Go and study to show that self-approved. Know how to talk, know how to carry yourself, know how to behave, know when to say certain things. Just, it's very important. Just go and make sure that every day, everything you're doing is towards your growth, because there are so many people that are dependent on you that you don't even realize. Yes, you didn't ask for them to be dependent on you, but it comes with the office. There are so many things that comes with the influencing office, and that was why I just kept hammering on the positives, because it seems I have more negative things to say, not intentionally, but yeah, in as much as you're looking up to those influencers hoping to get the free things, you should also understand that a lot of things comes with those free things as well. A lot of bad things, just like every other thing. So please, just the most important thing is study to show that self-approved, so we can hold you accountable when you do certain things in our society. If you're doing social media for now, before you get something to do, don't get carried away. Don't get swayed. It's so easy on the internet, and that is why we really need to have people that know what they are doing, know what they stand for, because whatever you do affects the next person. That is why I feel like, down to how you broker deals with certain brands, you need to be considerate of those coming before you, because whatever you do now affects the person that is coming after you. And sometimes on social media you hear certain brands being identified with so much racism or certain negative things about them, and you still see lots of influencers partner with this brand, and it's like, do you guys not understand, or are you guys not saying or hearing the same thing? Like, we really just need people that are authentic, people that you can be an influencer and be true to yourself. You can be an influencer and be authentic. You can be an influencer and be transparent. Don't just be after the bag, Don't just always want to, showcase that lifestyle. There's so much to that we all don't realize. Right now, everyone just focuses on the glamorous part of the influencer lifestyle. So if you're a young guy, a young girl listening to me, you want to be an influencer, you want to be a content creator, you want to be someone who was influenced in any part of this world, not just as an influencer, you really need to work on yourself, because that mistake, that thing you feel that is just a slight mistake, another person does not realize it's a mistake. Another person has picked up that idea you gave them and ran with it, and that person will keep giving birth to more of those ideas, sharing it with more people. So that thing that is just a mistake to you has already gone far, stretched out to thousands of other lives. So we really need to be cautious in everything we're doing, and transparency and authenticity is a really of utmost value right now in this day and age. So yeah, I just want to talk about it because this is a topic that has been on my mind. If you're aspiring to be an influencer, you have any influencer friend, please promote authenticity. You can be transparent, you can be all these things, you can do influencing the right way, you can do things the right and proper manner, and yeah, I would love to hear from you guys if you think the influencer culture is more empowering or more toxic, and what are your experiences? Has your experience been negative, positive? Let me know in the comment section what you think. If you don't agree with some of my points, let me know and your reasons as to why, so maybe we can reason. And if you have anything you want to add, feel free to do so in the comment section, and just let me know, do you think it's empowering, do you think it's toxic? Whichever, let me know, and your reasons in the comment section. But before we go, guys, let's get into our quote for this week. What's our quote for this week? Our first quote for this week would be, everyone must choose one of two pains: the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. And our next quote would be, if you're worried about the cost of going for it, you should see the cost of staying exactly where you are. And I just want to leave you guys with these encouraging words per usual. This topic is such a complex and controversial one, and there are so many valid points to both sides of the argument. But I feel like if we're able to include more transparency and authenticity, we can create a more healthy social media environment for every one of us. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. Please don't forget to like, give it a thumbs up if you haven't, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.